My name is Carmen, and today we've got a reading for you about somebody who is looking at a connection with somebody and feeling like things are moving on the right track or in the right direction. We have the Soulmate card as well as the Children card. Yes, this is your soulmate, and your love life is being affected by children. So, whether this is what you were taught about love while you were growing up, or you have children, or your person has children, or you have to talk about whether or not you both are interested in having children. There is an impact here that I do think both people are aware of, and they're leveraging that insight to make sure that they don't allow anything to cause problems because of this, well, if this is my soulmate, then I don't want anything to go wrong. So let's call in spirit with a little bit of wind chime time. And I hope you're having a good day. Hello, April. Hello, Gigi. Hello, Fate. How we doing? Hello, Funny. If you're interested in a personal reading, I would love to do one for you. My email address is wickedonestarot@gmail.com. It's in the description box, as is more information on how to become a member. Thank you to the current members. Hello, Nat Nat. And no worries, April, whatever you are able to do. Let's see what else we've got. I think we're going to go with the Fairy Lenormand. A different way to pay for like a question. If you're having trouble with Super Chat, there are people who have been able to donate a membership and it doesn't have the same obstacle for them. So that's why I try to mention, if you want me to do a personal question and the Super Chat isn't working, you can also donate a membership. Oh, for private reading. Ooh. Well, that was kind of tricky. Those are kind of options. Are you just saying you don't have any of the digital pay apps? Hello, Andre. How are you doing? Hello, Rachel. What's up? I owe you an email. Forgive me. Well, to be fair, this is later than I normally function. But we are here because it was like a later start today, you know? So we have number 29, which is the woman or the feminine energy. And then we have number 15, which is talking about strength, the bear. So we have somebody who is looking for a partner that is compassionate and loving, but also courageous or bold in some way. So this is like, if you're taking my order as far as what I would like to get in love, then I want this loving energy and this like boldness, right? Thank you, Nat Nat. Let me see what we've got for you. Love energy. Awesome. Hello, Joaquin. How you doing? Okay. That's fair, buddy. What else do we have? Number 6, the clouds, and number 32, which is the moon. This is giving like secret vibes. The clouds can talk about ambiguity or lack of clarity. And the moon can talk about like what you want. Like if I were to wish upon a star, what would I wish for? We could have some differences here or some concern, like what am I going to find out about you? Are you actually who you say you are? That kind of thing. This is the Jack-o'-lantern tarot. Hello, Nick. How are you doing? No. Hello, Stand Up. How are you doing? Hello, Zats. Hey, Nick. You can chill out with the commands, or you can like get bounced from my live chat. You can choose. Just choose your own adventure. Hello, Kumar. How are you doing? We've got the Five of Wands and the Hermit. I feel like there's an opportunity to have a conversation and avoid it turning into an argument, but somebody has a difference of opinion here or has changed their mind perhaps on something. Hello again, cool girl. How we doing? We've got, how is Marvin feeling about me after today? About me today. I told him I don't want to get hurt. All right, I've added that for you, hon. Thank you for the tip. And we are, just to let you all know, we're at 6 minutes in. I generally start those personal questions at about 30 or 35 minutes in. Hello, Simply. How are you doing? Hello, Priyanka. How are you? Hello, Mr. Black Eyes. Hello, Billy. Yo, me too. What else do we have? We have the Ten of Wands, the Seven of Wands, and the Hanged Man in the reverse. Okay. This Seven of Pentacles in the reverse is like wanting something for nothing or not wanting to like put forth the required effort. 10 of Wands, 7 of Wands, Hanged Man in the reverse. I feel like there's someone here who's like not wanting to accept perhaps that an ex is moving on. This is what it feels like to me. Like maybe it was a really painful divorce, or maybe there's someone here who is really not over their ex, but we still have children in common. So there's this, you know, we have to do the handoff or whatever. And then if there's a new relationship that gets started, there could be some really like sour feelings happening about that. Five of Cups, Four of Wands, Nine of Swords in the reverse, King of Wands in the reverse. Okay, well, so the impact to someone finding a soulmate and feeling like love is going to be a little bit more of a happy adventure this year. They do have to unfortunately deal with a little bit of a turd in the punch bowl, which is their ex. The King of Wands in the reverse. Yeah, Carmen said you were a turd in a punch bowl. Yeah, that's what she said. King of Wands in the reverse. I'm mad because you're moving on and things are awkward or more stressful than they need to be in terms of co-parenting or managing the children, the family. King of Pentacles, the Emperor, and the King of Swords. Can someone say too many cooks in the kitchen? This is a lot of masculine energy. We started off with the woman energy at the very beginning, or the feminine energy, talking about loving and compassionate energy. I'm a little bit nervous that this literally means that we have, so we had 3 kings in a row with the Emperor in the middle. That's 4 people. And it doesn't feel to me like these are that these are one person. I feel like we have someone who's mad. And why are they mad? Because there's a King of Pentacles, because there's an Emperor, and there's a King of Swords. These people do not have to be men. This is not talking about gender. It's talking about, we got somebody who's making an offer. We got somebody who is going after what they want. Somebody who may be telling the truth. Maybe for some of you, all three of these are one person, and that King of Wands is mad that they have this many facets, or they really seem to be well-rounded. But I think it's mainly saying that we've got somebody who has a chance at a long-term relationship with somebody, and it's upsetting this King of Wands in the reverse. Let's find out for sure. Is this King of Pentacles, Emperor, and King of Swords one person? Hello, Malik. How are you doing? Hello, Famous Seamus. How's your day? All right, is this one person or like multiple? Yeah, we have competition here. Five of Wands. Knight of Swords. Hello, Zots. Thank you for the tip. I haven't met my soulmate yet. I've got that for you. And let's see what else we get for the general. Hello, Trilobite. It does happen like that, Lorna. That's true. Hello, Ike. How's your day going? I'm telling you, this is multiple people. That's why this moon is here, or the ambiguity. This is like, yeah, there's someone who is your soulmate or somebody who will be a very good partner to you. The problem is you have to be able to pick out this person in a crowd, because there's going to be a couple people who have like starry eyes over you. Hello, Mountain Pearls. Thank you for the tip. Any progress on blazing a trail? Suggestions? And it will, but you know what? It's always good to have a little bit of like a checkpoint, right? Like, excellent question. Hello, Annie. How are you doing? Thanks, Kemi. What's up? So look, I think there's multiple people here. I think there's an ex who's watching and realizing that things are really over, and there could be like a step-parent situation. There could be someone moving in. There could be, you know, all of a sudden now, instead of telling people that you're divorced, you tell people that you have a boyfriend or a girlfriend. This is an ex who's rather salty about hearing that there are multiple interested parties in their ex. How dare you be popular? I don't want you to be with any of them. I don't think they get to have a say in that anymore, because this is an ex. So we have the Tower, Seven of Cups in the reverse, Ace of Cups, and Ace of Pentacles. Really? Okay. Okay, so there's more than one person interested in you, and I feel like for the majority of you, what we have is we have an ex that I don't think you're really interested in repairing things with. You know, maybe there's just like a little bit of like, hey, we got some good memories, or wouldn't it be nice if that worked out? But like, eh. And with the Ace of Cups, Ace of Pentacles, I feel like the new individuals, we have someone who's a little bit more grounded, could actually be an earth sign, Capricorn, Taurus, or Virgo. And then we also have someone who might be a little bit more creative, or even a little bit more open with their emotions. With the Ace of Cups, could be Pisces, Cancer, or Scorpio. But I think there's a little bit of like, I'm overwhelmed, or oh my gosh, I didn't think that I would have to decide, you know, between two love interests. I'm just like over here trying to live my life. I think there's a little bit of pressure. Someone's like, okay, I have to not ruin this situation. Or we've got someone who feels like there's so many signs telling them to be in a relationship with this new person, even though they've been hesitant and kind of trying to just like focus on themselves or focus on family. They've gotten to a point where they can't deny that they're very attracted to this person. The Emperor is the strongest of the energies there. We've got the Seven of Wands in the reverse. Eight of Pentacles in the reverse, and the Four of Wands. Yeah. I want to make it impossible for my ex to be able to get married again. Or I don't want my ex living with a new boyfriend or girlfriend. I don't want my ex to introduce the kids to their new partner. There is an influence or a negativity coming from an ex, and it is framed as this is my problem, but the real problem is how dare you move on? How dare you like build with someone new, right? Exactly. I hear you on that. This is the Marseille Cat Tarot. So we've got this frustration, anger, maybe even feeling like they've missed an opportunity, or, you know, now things really won't be able to be recovered. Ace of Wands in the reverse, Seven of Pentacles, and the Seven of Cups. We just had the Seven of Cups in the reverse. You've got to be very careful. If this reading is for you, you've got to be very careful as far as what you invest your time and energy into. I do feel like there's someone here who's just interested in you as far as like, you know, horizontal mambo. Physical attraction. Hey, Tiana, how's it going? Hello, Danny, what's up? We have Strength in the reverse. I think it's the person from your past who is the thirsty one. That's just what it's coming out as. Are you mad that you're getting some and they're not a part of it, I guess? That used to be my person. I used to be naked with them all the time. And now they're over here wondering if you're sleeping with someone else. Two of Cups. Look at how cute they are. Two of Cups with the Seven of Swords in the reverse. 10 of Cups and the Hermit. I feel like this is an ex learning that you are getting more serious, or that maybe you've even fallen in love, or you're talking about like not being on a dating app anymore because you found someone that you're serious about. This 10 of Cups is what somebody is frustrated or upset about, because it's like, you know, I thought maybe it was just a rumor. I thought maybe I was like reading things wrong, or maybe I was, you know, jumping to a conclusion based on what you posted on social media. But now I've got confirmation that this is somebody that you're romantically interested in. Maybe you're talking about moving in together. Maybe you're talking about becoming exclusive or something like that, right? Who said I was getting some? I don't know what that is, but cool with the dinosaurs. Six of Swords in the reverse. Temperance in the reverse. And the Nine of Pentacles. This person just wants you to deny new relationships. This is somebody who keeps hoping that, you know, things won't work out for you because then they could have another opportunity to fix the relationship with you. And for others of you, this is just somebody who's like, hey, if I can't be in a relationship with you, I don't really want anybody to convince you to be in a relationship. They just want you to be alone. Four of Cups in the reverse, Nine of Cups. But all they're wishing and hoping and praying that you're not going to get into a new relationship seems to be ineffectual, because I see you getting into a relationship. I see you even at some point talking about moving in with each other and wanting to make sure that you take into consideration this ex or, you know, children that are involved, to make sure that you make the right choice or do things in a way that will not cause any problems with a child custody agreement, for example. Hey, wanted to make sure it's clear that this person is moving in, so this person will be around when I take care of the children, that kind of thing. I feel like somebody's making sure that they approach this the right way, or that they're respectful about it, but it could be that there's an update to a child custody arrangement because it's required, that somebody's saying, hey, I'm going to be living with this person, and the ex could be absolutely livid that that's the case. Like, how dare you do that? Well, it's your life, right? Hello, Holy Ghost, how are you doing? Single as a Pringle. Yeah, exactly. Building is a good goal. This is the Bianco Nero. What else do we have? King of Swords, Five of Cups, Ace of Wands in the reverse. This is the X. Remember, we had the Queen of Swords, now we have the King of Swords. These are the two that, generally speaking, if you're going to be talking about exes, it's those two. So not surprising that they're not facing each other or looking at each other. This Queen of Swords is the person who's finding out that their ex is dating someone new. And they were hoping that this ex of theirs would stay stuck and try to, you know, like relive the past and not be interested in offering their cup of love to anybody else. Like, just stay over there and, you know, don't like play with anyone. Don't get interested in anyone. And this might be because, you know, maybe things are easier financially that way. Maybe there was a little bit of, you know, like, hey, maybe we can still like hang out without clothes. There is some consideration here, and I feel like it's more than one thing, where this Queen of Swords is like, not pleased. How dare you? You can't date somebody. You can't move in with somebody. Ten of Cups in the reverse. It's largely motivated by this Queen of Swords being frustrated and feeling like they are not going to be able to find the kind of relationship that they want. Hello, Timothy. How are you doing? Four of Pentacles. Queen of Pentacles in the reverse. It's like this person looks at this, you know, third party, who's really not a third party. This is the person who's going to be in a relationship or is in the relationship. This is someone who does not have a right to say that they're being cheated on, but that's how they look at it because they still feel possessive of their ex, this King of Swords. Even though there's been a breakup, even though there's been a divorce, or even though these two do not live together anymore, we have a resistance to accepting how things have changed and what the, you know, new arrangement is. But with the Eight of Pentacles, I feel like this is... I feel like this is something that is going to do well. If the Queen of Swords wants to kind of make this new relationship seem unserious or just about physical attraction, I think they're going to fail. I think there's going to be a number of people that make it quite clear. These two really do see each other as a soulmate, the King of Swords and their new partner. And the Queen of Swords is probably going to have to find some way to get used to it. This is the Kipper. Let's see what else we've got for you. Mature woman. Number 6. Expectation. Number 28. And number 23, the courthouse. I feel like for a lot of you, this is making sure that with regards to the courtroom or legal expectations, that if I start dating someone else, or if there's another person who's going to be involved closely in the upbringing of these children, or if I want to have a family and I'm choosing to do this with this new person, we have this Queen of Swords from the past, or an ex, doesn't have to be a woman, that is really upset. Because they also came through as the King of Wands in reverse, remember? They're just upset. I can't believe that you would entertain somebody else or that you're really moving on. I thought that you were going to wait for me, or that there were going to be some changes, or that I could somehow at least count on you being single and focusing on your work instead of being in a new relationship. But instead, we have someone who feels like they've found their soulmate, right? We had the soulmate at the beginning. That makes this Queen of Swords really uncomfortable. All right. We're going to go with the situations deck. And after that, we'll start with the personal questions. Good luck at work, Tiana. Thank you, Raven. What else do we have? Escapade, vacation, hideaway, adventure, verge, about to reveal, confess, and drama queen. Okay. So someone has been enjoying getting to know a new person, and they're sharing this information probably with family, possibly on social media, and possibly in the context of divorce proceedings, or rather like renegotiating or updating child custody. You know, if you're gonna have somebody moving in, they probably need to know about that, right? But we have someone who is reacting to this in an unnecessary and over the top, like doing too much kind of way. They feel like they need to instigate some sort of like alarm, like, no, that's not okay. Maybe they even claim, I'm trying to protect, you know, my children from this person who I don't know at all. But it's really that we've got someone who I think is still struggling to let go of this relationship. Yeah. They're still in love with this person. Hello, Oracle. How you doing today? We've got Divine Masculine and Lockbox, closed in, trapped, and frustrated. So the Divine Masculine correlates to that Emperor energy. And it could be that we have somebody that looks at this situation with a different perspective, and it helps the King of Swords to navigate this as intelligently or strategically as they need to make sure that there are no issues for children or for an ex or for how a judge or a courtroom might see it. But with this threatened, this is the ex, the drama queen or the Queen of Swords, feeling like somebody else getting married or getting into a serious relationship is going to make their life a lot more disappointing. They're going to claim that it's about something else, but this is someone who really just doesn't like that their ex is moving on. There it is. All right, this is the Soul Cat Tarot. Let's see what we've got for Nat. Sorry, I have to be able to like read this. Okay, what do we have for Nat regarding love energy, please? What do we have for Nat regarding love energy, please? King of Swords, Seven of Wands, Two of Pentacles, and the Ten of Cups in the reverse. You might end up meeting someone or getting some really helpful guidance in your travels or adventures. I feel like this is saying you're not around your normal scenery, or you're not like in your normal neighborhood, and you encounter something, you're at the right place at the right time to realize something important or gain some sort of insight, possibly from someone else having a conversation with you. This is a really important situation because it helps you to adjust something that needs to change in order for you to meet a King of Pentacles. So without this trip or without this, maybe even a little bit of a hiccup or an obstacle, I feel like you wouldn't be able to move towards this new love that's supposed to be coming towards you. We have the Empress. So expect some wise words from maybe an unexpected source, or, you know, at a time where you weren't really expecting it. It's probably when you're traveling or out of town, and it's going to nudge you to change a little bit of your pattern or your approach to make sure that you meet somebody. All right, let's see what we've got for Cool Girl. We've got, how is Marvin feeling about me today? How is Marvin feeling about Cool Girl today? Ace of Pentacles in the reverse. Queen of Cups. Knight of Swords in the reverse. Judgment in the reverse. This is regret, like I feel like I've messed up or made things more complicated regarding a person that I really do care about, somebody that maybe, you know, I even love. But this is somebody that, you know, I didn't watch my words as closely as I should, or I maybe needed to have made a different choice and kind of fell into old behaviors. But Judgment in the reverse, this is like, I did you wrong. I did something I shouldn't have. Maybe started an argument or just like left you on red because like I don't know what to say to that kind of thing. King of Wands in the reverse. Five of Swords in the reverse. I feel like this is, I'm afraid if I do anything, I might do the wrong thing and then I'm going to make it worse. And as a result, King of Wands in reverse, I end up doing nothing. If you're just going to guarantee that nothing gets fixed because you do nothing, then you are officially making it impossible for that thing that you want to happen, right? You might as well try to make the best choice. If you are asked a question in a test, oh, I have to be careful about this because I guess sometimes they score differently. But assuming you don't get like negative points for putting an answer that is wrong, but you just don't get positive if you make it wrong, right? You should still choose something because you might get the right answer. This is somebody who's afraid to like actually do something in case they do it the wrong way. So hopefully that changes. So we've got Zatz up next. Let's get a different tarot deck real quick. This is the Spanish tarot. And for Zatz, we've got, have I met my soulmate yet? Is he in my life? Has Zatz met the soulmate yet? No. I feel like you meet this soulmate, and I say this soulmate because you have more than one. But this next soulmate that you're meant to connect to, I feel like you meet this person when somebody is resolving a problem. Think like damage to your car being repaired, or being at a hospital because, you know, you needed to address some problem that came up, or, you know, you need to change whatever. This seems to me like you're focused on something that needs to be fixed or improved or healed. And you're not really thinking about whether or not there are people around you that you might want to connect to. And it's like you don't want to leave, even though most people will be like, oh, I hate hospitals. Or, oh, okay, we're done with the appointment. Cool, I am out. Because you meet someone here. This person could have Aquarius in their chart. So this is not somebody that's in your life yet, but it's somebody that you meet in kind of an unusual way. Seven of Swords in the reverse, huh? They're going to tell you the truth about a heartbreak or a disappointment in their life. And how they changed their life around, or how they kept on moving forward despite that problem. So keep your eyes peeled. I don't think you've got too long to wait before this happens. All right, let's see what we've got next for Mountain Pearls. We've got, have I made any progress on quote-unquote blazing a trail? Nope. Oh, wait. Yes. Cool girl, it was right before Zats, so I would think you probably want to rewind maybe to 30 minutes. 32 minutes, maybe. Any progress on blazing a trail for Mountain Pearls? Yes, King of Wands. This is somebody who's taking action, moving towards a goal. Wow, and Death as well. Meaning you've acknowledged that in order to get what you want, there are changes that might have to be made. So this is a weird way to see it, but what I am seeing as far as representing this energy is it's like, in order to get the thing that you really want, you might get told that you have to like cut your hair. And I think I'm seeing that because if someone told me to cut my hair, I'd tell them to like get lost or worse. This is like there's something that I have to change or something that I have to give up in order to get this thing that I want. And I'm going to do it. Of course I am. So you make a difficult choice or you remain committed to this new path. And as a result, I feel like you're going to get some positive news or some confirmation beyond this reading, not just this. Any suggestions for Mountain Pearls? Eight of Swords in the reverse. Five of Swords in the reverse and the Seven of Cups. There's going to be a choice that needs to be made, and I feel like there's something about you trying to convince yourself that maybe what I really need to do is this one. Maybe this person is right, or maybe, you know, I should be a little bit more considerate of other people. I don't know why, but I feel like this is, I'm not going to do exactly what I want, but I'll do something kind of close, or it'll be what this other person thinks I should do. No, 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 no. No, 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 no. Be aware that you have the ability to make the right choice and also acknowledge when somebody is pushing you towards something that wouldn't work right. Maybe also a silly analogy, but I'm thinking about one of the times when I went to go get my hair dyed and I was just being like polite and didn't want to correct the girl as far as like the woman, as far as like what shade she had picked out. Like it was just like a lot more bold than I was going for. And I should have said something when I noticed something, right? This is saying you've got to take note that something is not what you want and don't let anybody tell you that it is what you want. Yeah. Hello, Universal. Oh, I'm glad, cool girl. So Mountain Pearls, we got Empress in the reverse and the Ace of Swords. How you talk about yourself to yourself is incredibly important at this time. If I catch you talking bad on yourself, like, oh, I don't know if I'm smart enough for that, or oh, you know what? I don't think I'm good enough at that. Or I probably wouldn't be, nope, nope, nope. we need to be realistic. We need to check ourselves. We need to be like aware of reality, right? But this is saying you have a tendency, or there might be a little bit of a problem coming up where your insecurity or a little bit like less than desired amount of confidence could cause a problem. And all you need to do to get this like offshoot that's going to be amazing is talk to yourself about yourself in a more confident and empowering way, because you have the ability to talk yourself out of doing things that you know you need to do, when you can also be like, you know what, I got this. I'm not telling you to go buy my shirt, but I do have a shirt that says Carmen believes in you and then like a little alien face. And that's what I just saw in my head. So if you don't have people that are telling you that they believe in you, just know that I believe in you. And it's really important that you believe in you as well, which I feel like is at the end of Left Eye's verse in Waterfalls, TLC. And I will leave you with that. All right, I love you all. Thank you for the likes. Thank you for the subscribes. If you're able to hype the reading, I appreciate that as well. And I will see you on the next